So I've heard many times from people that high school in the movies is nothing like high school in real life. However, if we're looking at the high school from Mean Girls, my high school was exactly the same. Hey everybody, my name is Brandon, aka the Brando Critic, and today we are discussing Mean Girls, and because I'm filming this on a Wednesday, on Wednesdays, we wear pink. Now before we get started, I just want to say if you're new and like talking about movies, then you should definitely hit that subscribe button, because that's what we do here. So my high school, which I won't say where I went, was just like the high school in Mean Girls. If you went into the cafeteria, you would see all these tables just sorted around, and in the neighborhood I grew up in, it seems to me like my high school was the most cliquiest. You had the plastics, or like the popular girls sitting over here. You had the rugby team, the soccer team, you had the horny band kids, you had the guys who brought their electric guitars to school and seemed like they never showered over here, the guys who played with Yu-Gi-Oh cards over here, and yada yada yada. It was a real clique mentality. And of course, spreading rumors about people just for fun, talking behind people's backs, and doing all this drama and stuff. It was quite terrible. And even though I was bullied from grade 2 to grade 12, like everybody, I partaked in it as well. And I'm ashamed of it, but you know what? Everyone goes through it. So this film is extremely relatable for all the wrong reasons. I hear of people talking about how their high school was like a big kumbaya, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, like we were like the popular kids and we would bring our Yu-Gi-Oh cards to school and like trade them and stuff. It's like, at my high school, maybe it's because we were in the suburbs and not really like in the city, I don't know. But at my school, and I can think of one example of this, there was a hallway at the back of the school where people would bring their DS's and play Pokemon and play different games on their DS. And to me, I think, sure, I'd love to bring my DS to school and play Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That was like the main game when I was in grade 10. But I remember in grade 8, I was just walking by and one of the most popular guys in school, he was kind of brought into that realm because he was the football guy, but he was a pretty nice guy, and he's like, I don't know if I should do it, I don't know, and then the popular girls are like, oh, just do it, you bitch, just do it, you pussy, just do it. And then so he walks up to them and he's like, Pikachu, I choose you, and then would start doing all these like Pokemon phrases, and obviously the girls are behind snickering and stuff, and it's like, if you want to be you, if you want to stand out and be yourself, then you're going to be judged for it. You know, you have to just, oh, I'm not gonna dress up for Halloween, that's lame, everything's lame. It reminds me of that one episode where Stewie pretends to be a high school student from Family Guy. Everything's lame. Oh wow, this guy's really cool, you know? It was like that, right? My high school was terrible. And just like this movie, everyone knew who the popular girls were. And another story I can think of was, in about grade 10, a new girl came to school and she was blonde, and let's call her Felicity. Her real name wasn't Felicity, but I remember I saw her walk through the cafeteria, and our cafeteria had like ledges on the side, or like a balcony that you can see over the entire cafeteria, and I'm just looking down, just waiting for my next class to start, and I see her walk across the cafeteria, and every guy's head is like, oh my god, and right there I knew that she would become the most popular girl in school, and that's what happened. She dethroned the other girl, and she was the one. But in reality, who cares, right? So that was the Regina George of our school. And this film works because it is so relatable. Now, I can't say that my high school had a like burn book, a bunch of people writing mean things about people and just like spreading it throughout the entire school. But you know what? You need to see that extreme to play up the comedy and play up like, yeah, this you guys probably would do this. Like, this is kind of a mirror showing high school, especially in 2004. This is what you guys are doing. And that was before social media. I can only imagine how bad it is now with Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and every kid having a smartphone. I remember when kids had a Razr phone, like a flip phone, and going, oh my god, like that's the coolest shit ever. So this definitely fits more of my era of high school. And I just reviewed Clueless not too long ago, which kind of tells the same story as Mean Girls, except instead of Clueless shows like the mean girl finding the new girl in school and saying, okay, you should become popular, and then it's her story of trying to make her popular, whereas Mean Girls is Katie Ian pretending to be popular to kind of infiltrate the main group, but then she ends up overthrowing them, and you know, we've seen this story before. And Clueless takes more of the smart, witty approach, you know, the more satirical angle, while Mean Girls plays up more for like the quotable laughs. And this movie has some of the best quotable lines ever. You know, I might be a guy who loves Star Wars, Indiana Jones, James Bond, Harry Potter, Spider-Man, and all those, but I think that other than Elf, Mean Girls might be the most quotable movie I know. My favorite might be, "She doesn't even go here!" I won't spoil all the jokes. If you haven't seen this movie, just watch it and you're gonna be quoting it for the rest of your life, I promise. So these characters play great high school students. They really do pull off the, you know, it is stereotypical to have the white girl. So if you're from Africa, why are you white? You know, but like, that's true though. We've had those in our schools. So, you know, you might say, oh, it's so mean to show the dumb white girl like that. But like, there are dumb white girls like that. So, and you know, there are like the horny band kids who just make out with each other in the corner. Like, that's all true, right? That, like, all that was happening in my high school. So, I mean, this film got high school down to a T. So out of all the other teen movies out there, American Pie, 10 Things I Hate About You, Clueless, I think Mean Girls gets it the closest to real life. So with a teen movie, I'm looking for a couple things. One, I want to like the characters, right? You know, Janice and Katie, you know, I love the whole crew, right? And Regina George and, you know, the Plastics. You know, I love seeing them on screen, and they're funny. You know, a teen movie has to make me laugh, so that does it too. And lastly, you need a good message. And, you know, it's simple. Don't call each other sluts and whores, but again, you know, I love the line with Tina Fey. It's like, you know what, you guys gotta stop calling each other sluts and whores, because then it's just okay for guys to call you sluts and whores. And I read this tweet not too long ago where it was kind of like, you know, women have it so much harder than men because men can wear whatever they want, whenever they want, and then a woman cannot wear the same thing twice. And then the comment was, you know, no guy has ever once cared that a girl has worn the same outfit 2 days in a row. Not one. The only ones who care are other women. So just in case any of you guys are triggered by that statement, I just want to let you guys know that what I'm trying to say is that, you know, just being super, super mean to each other for no reason, just for fun or sport, or just because you're bored. Oh, I'm going to start a rumor about these people. And I'm talking to more of the high school watchers right now, but again, once you hit grade 12 and once you get out of high school, no one cares. No one cares who slept with who in grade 10. No one cares who did this at someone's party. Really, it doesn't even matter. And like, one girl who I was like afraid to talk to because I was like the shy nerd who liked Star Wars and was off in the corner. And then there was like the girl who was super popular. You know, grade 12, I just have like a spare period. I'm just sitting in the cafeteria doing homework. She's like, oh, hey Brandon, can I sit beside you? Sure, and we had a conversation. It's like, well, you know, back in grade 8, you can't be seen together. Like, the popular girl is over here, and then the nerdy, shy guy, you cannot cross the two. No one cares. So, no matter what you guys are putting up on a pedestal, like, oh, popularity is everything in high school, it might seem like it at the time, but trust me, no one cares once you're out of high school. No one cares whatsoever. And there's a tiny bar in my town, and you go there, and there's like a select few people who try to cling to that mentality, and just like the entire neighborhood knows who they are, and they're like, oh my god, they're still trying to cling on to the glory days. And you know, it's only been 5 years out of high school for me, but like, you can just tell that these people aren't going to be going anywhere. And it's just move on. Just move on. So I know I talked a lot about my high school experience in this video, but Mean Girls is kind of a way to look back on it and say, okay, high school was terrible. You made some bad decisions. You might not have wanted to talk bad about this person to this person behind this person's back. You know, I've done it. You know, we're all guilty of it, but you know, we can laugh at it. You know, Tina Fey has written an amazing script that, you know, is very, very relatable for the wrong reasons, but you know, we can look back at our time in high school and say, oh my god, thank goodness I've progressed. I hope that people have progressed from high school, you know, like, okay, I don't really care that, I don't really care who slept with who, and I'm not really caring about who starting rumors, you know, I've moved on, I'm now gonna be like nice to people. And you know, I've met a couple people who bullied me throughout high school, and like, we're on good terms. A couple people I'm still not on good terms with because they just haven't changed. I'm willing to move on from high school and move on from the bullying and the judging and the, you know, just that whole mentality. Mean Girls gives us a way to relive that, laugh at it, and this movie is an extremely entertaining one that you'll be quoting for the rest of your life, I promise. This movie gets a 5 out of 5. One of the best teen movies ever made, period. Is it my favorite? It's up there, but I have a real soft spot for American Pie. That movie is just too fantastic, but Mean Girls is it's close. So anyways guys, I want you to tell me what is an embarrassing moment from high school, or just a funny story from high school that makes you want to relive the glory days, or a moment from high school where you're just like, I just cannot go back, you couldn't pay me $1 million to go back, whatever it is, tell me a high school story down in the comment section down below. And like I said before, if you're new and want to see more videos like this, definitely hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.